Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
Welcome to Pixel Gaiden!
Good evening, everyone, and hope everyone's okay. It's now 8:23 GMT. Hope everyone's okay. I can see we've got 48k RAM, and I can see we've got Edwin Helland. Hope everyone's okay. Okay, so welcome to another Pixel Gaiden stream. This one's going to be a bit more Commodore 64. I did a brief one, I think it was Sunday evening, just to test all the equipment and see how everything's going. So this one I'm going to dive in a bit more on the Kung Fu Flash from The Future Was 8-Bit. And we've also got a bit of a treat. I've received a new physical game for the Commodore 64 called Showdown by Bitmap Soft. And we're going to actually load that directly from tape. Yep. From tape. Yeah, I'm going to curse myself on stream. I know I am. Okay, so this start screen, I know it's a bit boring, but it's just the usual stuff. So if you don't already know us, we are a podcast that comes up every 2 weeks. It is a couple of guys and myself. So that is Eric Nelson, who you can find on Twitter at that project. We've got Cody Hoffman at Oddball, and that's ODDBA1149, and we've got me, which is Tim, and I am at Sanxion. Our podcast is available on Podbean. It's also on Apple Podcasts, and we also are now on the amazing Amigos Retro Gaming Network, which you may also see this video on very, very soon. You can also, if you want to, support us on Patreon. So let's crack on with this. Good evening, everyone. I hope you can see me okay. Hope the levels are sounding okay. Doesn't look too bad on here at the moment. Yeah, had to shout out the Amigos. Absolutely. So you can see we've got the Commodore 64 screen going here. I've got a few bits and pieces we're going to try out on the Kung Fu Flash. I've also got, you can't see it just yet, but I've got the Commodore 64 cam, so you'll be able to see that I am actually streaming from real hardware and not just emulation or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm sure I will do that, but my goal is to try as much as I can to stream from this proper real hardware. My streaming kit, I have an Elgato 60 HD 60. It's not the S, so there is a little bit of lag on the stream. Hopefully you won't really see that too much. And I've also got one of those sort of like really cheapy HDMI upscalers, so again you get a little bit of lag from that, but it seems to do the job. I will be investing a bit more, but I just wanted to really just try and get all this stuff together and see how I can go with it, and see if we can get some stuff going for you guys with Pixel Gaiden. No retro tink, Josh, nothing on that yet. Hey Gary, how you doing? Really nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I finally got it. Finally got going with the streaming. Hope you're all well, and I hope everyone's staying safe out there. I heard today that one of our fellow Amigans, Rob Flack O'Hara, I think one of his some of his family members unfortunately have tested positive for COVID, so I'm hoping that he's all clear and everyone else in his family is going to be safe, so fingers crossed there. So a big shout out to Flack if you do pick this one up. Good evening, Itwarski, hope you're okay, nice to see you coming on the stream, and welcome if you're a first time person to anything Pixel Gaiden. I hope you're a listener. Yeah, if not, hope we can attract you over to the podcast. So anyway, let's kind of get on with some things here. I will explain. I'm pretty zonked. It was my daughter's birthday today. She was 9 years old today. So we've tried to do the best we can for her today. Obviously, I don't know if you know, over here in the UK, we're in pretty much total lockdown. So we can't really go out for an awful lot. So we've just sort of like, she's had a day full of presents, and there have been people dropping by, but they've just literally been just sort of like driving up to the driveway, dropping presents off. We've been going out to the end of the driveway and picking the presents up for her. Some people have been really cool, and they've actually sent us some really nice videos. So yeah, I'm pretty tired, I'm pretty beat, but I really wanted to stream along for you guys tonight. Hi there, Vader GB. You can hear a podcast. It's got video. yeah, we are just doing some video today. There's not much going on at the moment, but yeah, we'll crack on into that in a minute. So first of all, in true Pixel Gaiden fashion, I don't know if anyone out there is new to the podcast. One of the things that Cody and Eric normally do on the podcast, and that's they drink beer. They drink and rate beer. Normally, when I'm on the podcast, it's very, very, very early in the morning, and I'm normally drinking coffee. But today it's sort of like, I don't know, 8:30 almost in the evening here in the UK. So I'm actually going to have a beer for a change. So my good friend in the chat, Gary, that's Gary_Pinkett, him and we have visited a great brewery, and it's one I've mentioned on the podcast quite a few times. So I'm going to have a wild beer, and this is a new one by them, and this is called Freestone. So there it is there. So it's an NZ IPA or an NZ IPA, wherever you're coming from. And this is a hazy, which Cody really likes. He likes hazy beers. So this is stone fruit and hops flavours. So let's crack this one open and give it a pour. Hi Mitsuyama, hope you're doing okay. Thanks for joining. And I can see you've got an Ash says hi emote there. Very nice, thank you. Here we go then, let's give this one a try. Oh yeah, that's really nice. It's got a it's got a bit of a sour kick to it. Yeah, that's the wild IPA glass. I picked that one up when I was there just before we got locked down. Actually, it was just before Christmas. So I managed to sneak that one out, and yeah, it's really, really nice. Nice, crisp. Yeah, refreshing beer. Very nice. Okay, sorry about that. There's a bit of a clonk on the mic. So let's get on with it. As you can see on the tile there, we've got the futurewas8bit.com logo, and we've got the Kung Fu Flash. So let's switch over to, let's start off with Commodore 64 cam. So there's my Commodore 64. I hope you're seeing that there okay. So we've got the Commodore 64C here, and we've got the Kung Fu Flash is just in the back there. I think you can probably see that on the back. Thank you, 48K RAM. Yes, Joss, it is a nice shiny 64. I've had this one for a while. It's my daily driver 64. This one, I kind of use this one an awful lot. Whenever I do. Well, anything 64, this one comes out. I've got an Ultimate 64, and that's fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant machine, and it's great when I want to do certain things. But I'm a stickler for the real hardware. I've got boxes of stuff here, loads of stuff, loads of real hardware, and I try and keep it real as much as I can. There are some things that I don't have, which I'm going to have to emulate, and that's fine. I know coming up for the show, there's some things that I am going to have to emulate. I'm sure that'll be apparent in the next week or so, when we start to reveal a bit more what we're going to be doing coming up on the next show. But yes, that's my 64. I've got another Kung Fu Flash there, so that's another proper physical Kung Fu Flash. That's the box there, so that's the little sleeve that the Kung Fu Flash comes in. And yeah, there's a little coaster that Rod sent me. Rod from Future was 8-bit. And I think, am I right in thinking, Josh, 48k RAM, you've got one of those as well, haven't you? Oh, and Vader GB, you've got Kung Fu Flash from the Future was 8-bit. Oh yeah, I'm glad. Yes, it's nice. The U1541 does disk MU, KFF does not. Well, yes and no. It kind of does and it doesn't. It does load D64 files, but it doesn't do the multi-loads at the moment. I know that Kim, who is the creator of the Kung Fu Flash firmware, I think he is working on some bits and pieces at the moment, so there might be some stuff, but absolutely, it's not cycle exact emulation or anything like that. That's, if you want to get into that, that's very much I guess Pi 1541 and obviously the Ultimate, and that's really good. Ricky, hi, Badger Punch Games is here. Yes. Hi there, how you doing? Yeah, we're going to play your game in a bit. I'm really looking forward to some showdown, and we're going to load it from tape as well, so we're going to give that a try. So let's dig in a bit with the Kung Fu Flash. So let's pop over to the browser page. I haven't got the chat up on this particular tile at the moment. I just knocked this one quickly up earlier. I should really have some music in the background, but I'm new to this. I'll get there. Maybe on the next stream I'll have some just bit of music in the background. So sorry if it's a bit quiet at the moment, but we'll get there. So this is let's bring the web browser up. So this is the Kung Fu Flash GitHub. So it's all completely open source. So if you wanted to, you can print off all the information to make your PCBs. So there are people out there that are doing that, and I know that's how the Kung Fu Flash really started off. People just getting their PCB boards done, printed off, and making them up themselves, just running the bare PCBs, and that's fantastic. That's obviously how most projects go and start, and that's really fantastic. So this is by Kim Jorgensen. Sorry if I've slaughtered your name there. I'm not fantastic with pronunciation. But yeah, this guy is very, very clever, has done a fantastic job with this. And when Rod from the Future was 8-bit took on the product, we were talking about it, and he was kind of like in two minds to start off with it, because it didn't really support NTSC. And that's really important to the Future was 8-bit, I know, because the American market is a big, big market for him. And with obviously selling in VIC-20 accessories like the penultimate cartridge and the SD2IEC, which is basically the reason why Future was 8-bit exists, and those are constantly great sellers and really going well for him at the moment. But this was a product that I'm really glad that he picked up on and got running with it. So when he first took this on, I think it was version 1.6, and that didn't support NTSC at the time. And then the creator Kim has got onto it and has now given NTSC support. It's still experimental, it's still kind of beta, but all the tests I've done with it have been really, really positive. I know Rod's done a fair bit of testing with it as well, and we haven't really come up with many issues with it. So it's definitely well worth considering if you're over there in NTSC land. And again, obviously with PAL, no problem at all. So you can have a look through the project here. If you so wish, you can make your own one, get a PCB design printed off of here, get all that sorted. You can also download the latest firmware here. So there's a picture of the board. So that's the open hardware board. There's the main ARM chip on board, which is obviously programmable, does all the intelligence. Now, one thing that the Future was 8-bit one doesn't have is the USB port. I know certain reasons why Rod didn't particularly want to include that. I don't think it's a major loss not having that on there, because if you want to program it, you can just do it straight from the upload files, and I actually did that in my very first video on Sunday. I think you can see it there in the list, Kung Fu Flash 1.20. Oh, you can't see it there at the moment because we're not looking at that tile. But anyway, yeah, so that's the Kung Fu Flash. So as you can see, not only is it great for loading games, but you can also emulate or actually, make it look like it's one of the proper cartridges from back in the day. So you've got the Action Replay, KCS Power cartridge, and you can also do the Epix Fast Load, which is actually another really good seller for Future Was 8-bit. You can do the Super Snapshots 5, which I think that was quite big over in the States. I don't think I ever really saw it for sale over here. It's that's kind of like another freeze cartridge, similar to the Action Replay, and of course it does the Easy Flash side of things as well. So I'll go on to show you that in a minute. I've created a little Easy Flash section with some games on there. So it supports the CRT format, which is a cartridge format. It supports the disc format, so D64, D71, D81. So if you're not familiar with those, D64 is just like a normal C64 disc. D81, there's a lot of people doing those, and again, that kind of negates the need for multi-disc swapping. So you get all the files on just one basically larger image. So the standard program file, PRG files, and then that's your format there for the UPD update. So that's a little bit about the Kung Fu Flash. So like I say, it's available from the Future Was 8-bit, and this first picture is actually literally right next to me. That's the Commodore 64 you're seeing on this stream, and that's the Kung Fu Flash that's actually being used in this stream. So he used one of my pictures that I sent. I took a few when I got my one over and sent a few over to him, and he used a couple of those on the site. So this is actually pictures of where Rod actually makes them in his house. So he's milling out the standard cartridge cases and cutting out the extra holes for the buttons and the SD card slot at the top. So he's doing some great work, and he does this all himself. So all the assembly, everything, posting orders, everything is done by him. He is pretty much a one-man band. There's a couple of people that help him with the PCB designs and other bits and pieces, and doing support. I used to do all the support for his website, but I stopped doing that a little while back. So yeah, that's the available from Future Was 8-bit. So you can select here. So you, on the system, the Kung Fu Flash sells for 45 amazing British pounds. Not worth a huge amount after Brexit, but anyway. The Kung Fu Flash is so obviously 64. You get a micro SD card included, and it mentions that the NTSC is experimental at the moment, but is, from what I can see, it's working really well. And that differentiates where they ship it in the blue case, which is a really nice colour. And so you can just select it on the website, and whichever one you want, you can go from there. So these other tabs are ones we're going to cover a bit later when we go past the Flash Kung Fu Flash part. So I hope that was a bit of information there for everyone. I hope you're enjoying that. So let's pop back over onto C64 cam. Now I'm going to have to reach over here a bit because I've got my Commodore 64 all the way over here, and I'm here in front of my monitor. So let's see if we can get this going as an Action Replay. So I'll just move over here a second. So there's our Action Replay CRT file. So there we go. It's ready, it's there. So what we can do is we should be able to press, actually it should just, if I turn the 64 off and back on again. And there we go. So it starts up just like the Action Replay. And then we can use the special button, which is the button on the far left-hand side. So that one there. And if we press that, that gets us into our Action Replay menu. So from there you can just do your normal functions. So even if you've got a real 1541 drive hooked up, obviously that's all going to work through onto that as well. So you can load your games from tape, freeze them using the third button, the special button, and then just back them up back onto tape just like you used to back in the day. Of course, you must have the original to do that. So yeah, that's it. I mean, the Action Replay's got lots of other features. So it's got a machine code monitor, disk utilities, it's got the sprite killer, so you can find it infinite lives in the poke finder. So yeah, I won't go too much into the Action Replay, but yeah, that's one of the great advantages of the of the Kung Fu Flash is you can just get it to work as an Action Replay cartridge, or indeed the Super Snapshot, or any other things like that. So let's go back to the menu. What I explained earlier is obviously you've got the flash updates. So they are done directly from the menu itself. I get the right key. There we go. So that's the flash update. That's the version 1.20. And as you can see right down the bottom there, I'm running 1.20p. The P denotes this is the PAL firmware. Now, the very original firmware, I think, when you updated it, you needed to update it on a PAL machine first to move it then across to the NTSC, because if you powered up a PAL Easy Flash in 1.6, obviously it would just come up to a black screen. So that was why Rod was initially offering the NTSC versions actually as a pre-flashed version, but from I think it was 1.17 onwards, you could just put the the Kung Fu Flash into Commodore 64, and then you can just go between whichever one you want. So if you're lucky enough to own an NTSC and a PAL machine, much like I do, I've got an NTSC 128, and that does really good for me. So I can just switch between, and I can just use the same cartridge and just reflash whichever one I'm going on to. So again, really nice, quick, simple way of doing that. Yeah, so that's the sort of like the cartridge feature. The other thing you can do is obviously you can load cartridge files up, so cartridge games. So if you've got images of the CRT images of original cartridge games, obviously a lot of the modern releases now are coming out on cartridge files as well, so you can load those as well. I know there is I think there's incompatibility with the Gmod standard, which I believe is the individual computer cartridges, which are off the top of my head used by Protovision, definitely. So I know there was an issue when Sarah Jane Avory's latest game Soul Force came out, because that came out on a Gmod. I know she did an updated version which was the Ocean cartridge, but I don't think that actually even works on the Kung Fu Flash either yet. So it's unfortunate, because you can't even run the Gmods. I think he's on the Ultimate 64 even. I don't know if anyone can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe there's been an update for that recently. But I don't think that's available at the moment. So yeah, let's do one thing that you can do is you can kind of get this working as an Easy Flash. So what I did is I downloaded a little program that allows you to create Easy Flash images, CRT images. So if I move down to this one, so it programs this into flash memory, and then it should kick it off in a second. So there we go, and you've got, what I've done is I've thrown some games on there, just some of the games I like. I've even put the Commodore Sales cartridge on there. That's great fun. So yeah, I've put some games, a demo which is Copper Booze, I think it is, Guns and Ghosts, River Raid, Where the Exploding Fist. So there's a mixture of cartridge games there and D64 and program files. So you can run those all from the Easy Flash menu here. You need to, any cartridge images, I believe, need to be 16K or under, which is kind of like the old cartridge style anyway, so I think that kind of makes sense. So I don't know, what should we choose from there? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, there's Fire Trap. That's one of the games that we did on, not last episode, the episode before, when we did Battle of the Systems. We battled Fire Trap and what was the other game? Xanax on the MSX. So let's see if this one works. Oh, great. La la la, triad. Here we go. It's going to load up any second. No, we don't want any of that. Oh no, this is Fire Trap, isn't it? Yes, this is the trap that I fell into. There's two similar sounding games by the same company of the same year, Fire Trap and Fire Track, and this is Fire Trap. So this isn't the one. I fell into that trap again. Anyway, so there we go. You can see that just loaded from the Easy Flash menu, and nice and simple to load up. So pretty simple. Let's go back into the menu. So we can see we've got a few games there. Last stream, I think I loaded Fix It Felix Jr. and Park Patrol. So let's have a quick look at the bare essentials, because this is one of my favourite games. So let's load a D64 straight from this, and you'll be pleasantly surprised how quick this loads. So let's pop down to Bear and run the program. There it goes. It's going to come in any second now, I think. So yeah, this is by Pond Software, and it's done by Graham Axten. Bear is, if you were right at the very, very, very start of the stream, I had Bear just on my starting the stream soon message. I think he's just a brilliant character. I love all the animation in it. Graham's done such an amazing job with this, and I know he's working on the second version, or the kind of like the spiritual sequel to this, which is called Snail's Tale. Yeah, it's just looking really good. I think he's using a high-res graphics mode in that. He's taking his time over it. There's absolutely no rush, obviously, with that one. I'm keen to see it, but yeah, it's going to be a really good game when that comes out. But yeah, so this is Bare Essentials. So the idea, this is a single screen platformer. So you switch between the screens. You've got to collect the apples. Your Mrs. Bear, kind of like a la, don't know if you know the Jet Set Willy screen, where Maria, you go into the room with Maria and she sort of like lifts her hand and say, go on, go and clear up the whole mansion house. So this is Bear's job. He's got to go and collect 326 apples. So here we are in the central cave, and Mrs. Bear say, no, you can't come home until you've picked up all those apples. So off we go. So this one doesn't have up for jump, which is brilliant. So there's no firing in this game, so we can press the fire button. I am using my TAC2 joystick. So I love this stick. It's great for this sort of game. So we just got to pop across and grab as many apples as we can. Try and clear the screen. So has anyone else out there played this one? Nice to hear your feedback on this one, what you think. One snail down the bottom, so there we go. So we've got those. We've got to go all the way back up to the top, haven't we? Let's try and avoid dying on the first screen. Up we go. Out across and then jump. Get that one. So this is which way? So there's quite a few levels on this game. I've played it a fair way in, but I've never actually completed it. It's true to form there. I know if this was Cody, I expect Cody's probably completed it 3 or 4 times over. Let's grab that one. Okay, Josh, you're not into platformers on this. Oh, is that platformers per se, or just not on the C64? So if anyone's got any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll do my best. If you want to know anything about the Kung Fu Flash or other bits and pieces, please give me a shout. Oh, is he going to stick? Oh, okay, well, we'll take that. Just on the 64, okay. So what would be your platforming game of choice then, Josh? What would you rather be playing platform games on, if not the 64? Something Atari? Okay, so I guess that's probably the main thing that's holding you back, is it's the old up for jump thing then. Fair dues, fair dues. Yeah, it can get a bit frustrating. And like you say, if you can get many pads now, and I think Protovision have got their pad that's going to be coming out, which will be programmable. Oh, I've been there, haven't I? Right, let's try and progress a little bit further. Well, it won't take too long on this one. There's Clyde at the top. Yes, so this one is, the name of the level is Creatures. I know Graham is the creator of the game, is a big fan of Creatures, so I think he did a little nod to the game there, and that was picking up a Clyde, which is the character in Creatures, and that gives you an extra life. So anyway, there we go. Oh, well, I've just died. So anyway, that's Bare Essentials. I think you kind of get the idea of that one. So so Josh, so you enjoy them on the Mega Drive, NES, etc. So the Proto Pad is bass backwards with the 4-button layout. I hope that's just a rendering. Okay, all right, I see what you mean. Yep. Let's have a bit more beer. Okay, so let's whip up through the menu. So does anyone want to see me die lots on Zeta Wing, or shall we move on and go on to our loading showdown? What should we do? Has anyone got any questions about the Kung Fu Flash? Anything else that they want to ask? If not, then we can move on. What's the time at the moment? So it's getting on for 9 o'clock, so it's not too bad. Okay, well, let's move on, shall we? So I'll just switch back onto this one a second. I won't be a moment. Okay, so we have switched over the Commodore 64. So now, as you can probably see, I've got my C2N tape deck, and I've got the copy of Showdown. So as you can probably see on that one, that's the physical copy of Showdown. So this is a game that came out probably, let's say, how long ago did that one come out? Ricky. It was, I think it was first released about 2 months ago, I think, wasn't it? Just sort of like not too long before Christmas. November, there we go. 2 weeks, I meant 2 months, sorry. Yeah, November the 7th, there we go, thank you. So yeah, this is a great fun little game. It's kind of akin to, I say Boot Hill in the arcade, where you've got the two guys either side of the screen with guns trying to shoot each other, and you've got the wagon going up the middle of the screen, which is an obstacle that you've got to try and avoid. This one's been obviously sort of like modernized and updated for the C64, so you can play against the computer and you can play against another player, 2-player. And myself and Danica have played this one quite a bit. And she got very frustrated with it at the start. Couldn't really get to grips with it, but eventually she got me back, and there's one of the changes you'll see in a second when we get it loaded up, is you've got to pick up the ammunition, and you've got to you can either pick up the ammunition or you've then got to wait. I think it is, correct me if I'm wrong, Ricky, is you've got to wait for the gun to reload. And I think that's quite similar to, was it Guns and Ghosts is another game I play, where you've got to sort of like wait for your ammo to restock. Or you can pick up more bullets along the way as well, but it's sometimes easier just to stand there and wait for the ammo to load up. So this is created by Ricky, who is in chat at the moment, and Ricky is from Badger Punch Games. I love that name. It's a really great name, and it's also published by Bitmap Soft. So yeah, I ordered this one as a physical copy. So let's pop over to the browser and we'll let's just bring the browser up. So here we are, is Showdown. So this is Showdown on itch.io. So as you can see here, it is available for as little as $1 or more. Of course you're going to pay more. Why would you pay only $1? Ricky's put a load of hard work into this game, so come on. You can put more into it than $1, but I appreciate it. It's just obviously, you know, showing some appreciation for people that are doing all these amazing games. I absolutely love them. So yeah, so this is, so it says Showdown is a 1 or 2 player action shooter for the Commodore 64, released in 2020. The game is inspired by a host of older titles with the same thing, going all the way back to Gunfight from 1975. You play a cowboy out to win a fierce gun duel. The first one to outwit and knock down the opponent 5 times is the winner of the duel. Giddy up and get ready to fight. So the instructions are: each gun can carry 5 bullets. You reload by manually replacing the bullets with a click of the joystick button. Or you can pick up bullet packs from the ground. But beware, if your opponent catches you out of the safety of the cacti, then you might get knocked down. Ah, hello Eric, how you doing? Okay, so the project who's just joined us in chat, that is Eric. And Eric is one of the co-hosts of the amazing Pixel Gaiden podcast. Hope you're all doing okay. Ah, hi Amiga 1200 Gamer, how are you doing? Nice of you to join me. Thank you very much for coming in. Hope you just missed all the Kung Fu Flash stuff, unless you've been lurking there. We're just going to go into, just going through Showdown at the moment, by Badger Punch Games. So Zen Derek, who is in chat at the moment, is Ricky, who is the creator of the game Showdown. So if you've got any questions for him, please feel free to ask in chat, and either he can answer them himself directly, or I can ask him, obviously announcing the question. But there we go. So anyway, so let's okay. So we kind of get the idea. You've got a 1 or 2 player game, and you've got to shoot your opponent and knock them out. And you've got 5 bullets to do the job. So you can control the joystick in port 2 for a 1 player game. And there we go. So there's the nice physical release which we've just got, and the physical release is available here on the Bitmap Soft website. It's for the very reasonable price of £10. I think that's a great price to go in at. It's the smaller single tape format, which is great. I like that. Yeah, so you can pick up a copy from the Bitmapsoft website if you want the physical, or you can just go and grab the download from badgerpunch.itch.io/showdown. Now I know it's Christmas is long gone now, but there was a version called Snowdown, which was kind of like a reskin version of it, yeah, so that was kind of like a Christmas version, so that still is available, I think, if you really want to grab that one. Yeah, this is the original Showdown. So let's pop over back onto C64 cam, and we've got our Commodore 64 there ready to go. So in true traditional fashion, I'm going to rewind the tape. And anyone who's here from the UK who used to load Commodore 64 games back in the day, back in the 80s, has probably got some degree of nostalgia for the humble C2N tape recorder. Oh, that is nice up here. Stop the tape, and of course you must reset the tape counter. My OCD will not let me load a game without resetting the tape counter. Okay. So we just do loading a game on this is simple as shift and run stop, press play on tape. So it should, Eric, you missed the beginning obviously. This is a Wild Beer company, and it's a new one by them called Freestone. It's a NZ or NZ IPA. It is a hazy with stone fruit and hops flavours, and it is going down a treat. As I explained on the beginning of the show, it's my turn to drink beer. It's your turn to drink coffee. So there we go. So it's found Showdown. So we'll just press the now. This might be a controversial thing. Some people press the space bar, some people press the Commodore key. I'm a Commodore key presser. I don't know what anyone else is out there. So this has got some nice music while it loads as well. So I'm just going to move my headphones over a second. Yeah, because this is quite a fast-paced game, I get a bit of lag back on the sound coming back if I go through my stream sound. So I tend to plug directly into the HDMI slot and on the HDMI converter and get the sound out of there. So right now you're hearing the amazing loading tunes. So Ricky mentioned this earlier. It's a remix, I believe, of some of the Ocean Loaders. So this game, I think I timed it. It should take around about 3 minutes 20 to load. So if we get much beyond that, we know we're not going to get there. But I'm not a great subscriber to this myth that Commodore 64 games used to take ages and ages and ages to load, and you had problems with your tape deck and all that sort of stuff. Yes, I can remember some issues with that, but that was mostly that people didn't really take care of their C2Ns, didn't clean the heads, didn't line the heads. If you took care of your humble cassette recorder, cassette deck, it was going to, last you your life of your Commodore 64. And these are still going strong now. Yeah, Eric and Cody are normally streaming, and poor old Tim is still waking up. Yeah, that's right. I just love this music. It's really good. I love it. This is one of the things that you miss if you never really loaded tape games. It's just having that music coming in. I mean, it's just like classic. I mean, my Twitter handle comes Sanction. It comes from the game Sanxion by Thalamus, and mostly because of the loading music. The game was okay. It was an okay game. It wasn't brilliant. It was an okay game. I freely... I talked over the speech. Sorry about that. I like that bit. Oh, shut up. There we go. So there we go. That's dispelling the myths. You can load a game from tape first time, no problem at all. So that's also kudos to Bitmap Soft for their duplication onto tapes. I know how much of a royal pain in the backside that is to duplicate tapes. I've done it before with Future Was 8-bit, and getting them right every time is a bit of a pain. But anyway, so nice work there. That's a good loading tape. So what's going on in the chat? Excuse me if I pronounce your name wrong on there, but Takirosh, yes, it's been a long time. I guess loading from tape is probably something that a lot of people don't really do, and I appreciate that, but I've got love for the format because back in the early 80s, that's really all we had. Tapes, disk drives over in the UK were more than the price of a Commodore 64. So it's unusual for people in the UK at that time to have disk drives, where I know over in the States and probably in Germany a bit more as well, where the Commodore 64 was very popular in Europe. There was quite a lot more of a disk scene over there. But in the UK, it was certainly in the very early 80s, sort of like, I don't know, from when the 64 first came over, probably 83 to 85. It was really more all about tape. And then I think there was a few rival disk drives that came out. I'm just trying to think of some of the ones off the top of my head now. The Evesham drive, they were sort of like a bit more cost reduced, not quite 100% compatible, but they did the job. So Vader GB says, my Commodore tape drive still works and lovely on my Vic and C64. Exactly, yep. Couldn't agree more. We have Rob. Hi there, how you doing? Hope everything's okay with you. I did mention earlier on stream that hoping everything was okay with you guys. I know that you had a few issues out there earlier this week, so hope everything's going okay. Nice to see you in chat. So anyway, yes, we've loaded this. So just to catch you up, Rob, we've just loaded Showdown from tape. I'm not sure whether you've been lurking in the background there at all, but yeah, we've just loaded this up from tape. So we're gonna give this a go. So my gameplay isn't fantastic, but there we go. So let's give it a go. See if I can get this one going. So you've got cactuses that you can hide behind. You've got the wagon in the middle, and you can angle your shots up. Ah, there we go. I've gone already. It's been a... Why am I not shooting? Come on. Oh, there we go. Ooh, got me again. I'll get there in a minute. I'll get the hang of this. What have I got? Shots left. They're fully reloaded now. There we go. Ah, yes, I got him. So you've got the boxes, the crates over on the far side. Those explode. So if you can get out... Oh, game over. Player 2 wins. Computer wins. What a surprise. Okay, let's go in for another one. That's one thing about this game. It is outrageously addictive. So you've got to avoid standing around. Oh! Got me again. Come on, let's fully load up. Come on, have you get? Right. Oh, double death. Here we are. Come on, let's go. We're going to have the computer this time. I'm sure Ricky's just cursing, thinking, what is this guy doing playing my game? He's absolute rubbish. Oh yes, got him with the box, got him with the crate. Okay, Gary, thanks for joining. And hopefully we'll speak soon, and when all this things are settled, we'll be able to meet up soon. Go for another trip to the beer shop. Let's reload. Oh. Yeah, damn you, COVID. Have a good one, Gary. Take care, mate. Right, there's some bullets. Yes! Right, come on, reload. With a bullet. Got him! So has anyone else played this in chat? Be nice to know. I'm not sure whether, Eric, you've played this or not. Rob, has this one come up on your radar before? If you're still there. Ooh. Actually, yes, I think you did cover it on the news on a couple of episodes, on one episode, I think. I think I remember on that on Sprite Castle. I was listening to an episode a couple of weeks ago, I think. Oh, I'm still not winning on this. Ooh. Load up. Come on, I've got to get him at least once. Yes. Crate shot. What's the score? 4-2. Oh, it's going to be close. What do you reckon? Am I going to win this one? No! Oh. Oh, I was up, wasn't I? Just need this one. Come on, get up, get up, get up. Not wise hanging about by the crate, I guess. All the cactuses, apart from the ones at the top, are gone. Ah. There we go. Okay. So there we go. That's Showdown. Hope you enjoyed that one, and me completely making a fool of myself on the game. What's the time? Okay, coming up 9:15. Okay. So there we go. That's Showdown by Badger Punch, Soft and Bitmap Soft. So you can, like I say, you can get that one on itch.io. You can get that one from as little as $1. And you can also order the physical copy for 10 fine English pounds on the Bitmap Soft website. Okay, let's just pop back over here a second. And I think we'll just pop back the Kung Fu Flash back in the 64. So give me a second. Pop back to 64 cam. So I've still left the tape drive in. Doesn't it look nice and shiny there? Here we go, we'll put Showdown down the other side so it avoids the glow from the light. There it is. Hope my Commodore tape deck hasn't been used since the 80s, still works. Yeah, well, I can give you some advice on that. I would definitely get it out. It's well worth taking a look at. What you probably want to do is open it up. Over time, the belts perish, and they also just sit there for years and years and years, and they kind of like lose their elasticity, and they get into a shape. So rather than being sort of like a round shape, they sort of like get into a kinked oval shape. So you can pick up belts relatively cheaply. So just give it a quick service. So open it up, take that belt out, change the belt, give the heads a clean, bit of IPA on the heads, the little pinch roller as well, the little black roller, clean that up because that gets skunked up as well, and the capstan, which is the little metal bit that spins around on the rubber head. Give those heads clean. If you haven't got one, get yourself an azimuth alignment tape. There's by Interceptor software. I've got one up there, but I'm not going to touch it at the moment because loads of stuff will probably fall down. And align those heads. If you haven't got that, then you probably just need a little screwdriver, and just sort of like go all the way left, all the way right, and then find yourself a point in the middle. And then that you'll be pretty much there with that. You'll be surprised. I used to spend ages back in the retail shops that I used to work in the UK, because it was one of the things where people would buy their games on tape, bring it back into me and say, oh, it doesn't load, I want a refund. And I'd say, okay, well, I can't give you a refund, but what I can do is I can recondition your C2N for you, bring it in, we'll do it free of charge, we'll clean the heads, we'll align it, we'll get your game loading for you. So that was a good way of cutting down on some of the returns back then. But yeah, so give that C2N a bit of love, and I'm sure it will come back to life. Feel free to send me a message or whatever. If you get any problems with it, more than happy to help out with that. Yeah, it's that must have been a real bind not having a disk drive over there. What was it like finding tape games over there for the 64? Did you have a huge amount over there, Rob? I know I had a couple of friends that used to visit the States. Yeah, exactly. I had a friend that used to visit the States, and he used to bring disc games back by the load because they were so cheap over there. I can remember like him bringing back a whole bunch of blister packed, what we would call budget games, budget label games, so relatively cheap price games. Disc games for sort of like £5-6, and we didn't really get that over here. All the disc games were always a lot more expensive than the tape games, and not all the shops sold them either, so it was difficult to find the disc games. That was one thing that I kind of like did in my first shop that I worked in, is I pushed for more disc stuff to be stocked, because it wasn't common to be seen, and it did drive some more custom to the shop, because people were able to come in and actually not only buy disc stuff, but we had a disc drive set up and people could load the stuff from disc and see it all go in, and if they had problems we could service their disc drives and all that sort of stuff as well. But yeah, let's go for one more game. As I said earlier, it's been a really long day for me. It's my daughter's birthday today, so we've been doing everything we can for her today to sort of like try and make it as normal as possible. But it's been a long day. I was up at, I don't know, something ridiculous like 5:30 this morning. So yeah, been a long one. Right. I think, unless I played Fix It Felix and Park Patrol on the first stream, I fancy a game of. We could play Zeta Wing, or we could do some Buggy Boy. Any suggestions? Or I could pop into my menu and there's a few games in there. There's River Raid, a few other games in there. What do you think? What should we go for? I fancy a bit of Buggy Boy. Should we go with a bit of Buggy Boy? Okay, let's go with some Buggy Boy, I think. Give that one a blast. Oh, Have I gone back out? Oh, I went out the main menu. Let's go back into stream. Let's load this one up. So this is the other good thing with the Kung Fu Flash, is the D64 files. Load up in a flash. Get rid of that rubbish. So this is another game I used to love back in the day. I've got some vivid memories of this one. One of my friends and I, when I used to work in the computer shop, this was just before I left school, we used to walk down on a Sunday morning. The shop was closed, but I had the keys. And the owner said, you're absolutely fine to, go down there on a Sunday and go into the shop and use whatever, load it up. As long as you keep the door locked, everything's fine. Had really good trust. And I was only like 15, 16 at the time. And yeah, so me and my friend, we would walk down from our houses into town, and we'd stop off and get something to eat. And then we'd walk to the shop. I'd unlock the door, turn the alarm off, and then we had a shop full of Commodore 64, Spectrum, Amstrad, Amiga, Atari ST. We had everything at our fingertips, all the computers, everything to play on. So you literally used to spend hours just in the shop, just playing games, just wandering the shelves, having a look, finding games, taking them out and loading them up. It was great fun. Truly an analogy for a kid in a candy shop. Or in a computer shop, as the case may be. So no, we don't want unlimited time. Let's play it how it should be. So yeah, let's go for the standard off-road. What have we got? Yes, forward to accelerate on this, isn't it? Yep. And change gear. The Commodore 64 version, I think, is probably the best version, I think, of this. I know there's the Atari ST and the Amiga version, graphically superior, but do they play better? No, I don't think so. I think this is just a fast-moving, nice-paced game. Shows really what the Commodore 64 can do with racing games, and it's great fun. It's just a blast. Oh, missed the time. Let's try and pick it up. Oh, rubbish. Oh no. Sorry, I was trying to read that comment from Rob there. I'll get to that in a minute. Let's concentrate on the game for a sec. So does anyone else have any good memories of Buggy Boy? And did you play it back in the day? Or is it something you've recently picked up and had to go on? Or is this something you've not actually seen before? Just made it over the line there. Whoa, yeah, that was on the rock, wasn't it? 2 wheels. Got to try and get the time here. Should be coming up in a second. There it is. Yes, got it. And got all the poles, so all the flags, so you can actually get a bonus for picking up more flags as well. Gets quite tricky as you go on through the game. Oh, I missed the football. Am I going to get the time? No. So yeah, Mitsuyama, was this it was a 3? I think it was a 3-screen game. Did they have a big cab of this in the arcade? Okay, Eric. See you. Take care. I'll speak to you soon, buddy. Have a good rest of your day. And we're out of time. Didn't quite make it to the end of the course. Can I type my name in on this? No, must be joystick. I'll do. Okay, one more go. You only saw the single screen. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure they did have a 3-screen version of this. So yeah, you agree that the 64 version is a good one? Yeah, I think so too. I think you're right there. Okay. See if we can get the time right. That sucked. Of course, I'm going to blame the lag. That's what it is. I'm going to blame the lag. Curse you upscalers. Ah, just missed it. Now I'm in trouble. Oh. I knew I was going to get it then, so I shifted down a gear to try and slow down. No! Oh no. I'm really sucking at this game tonight. I'm tired, that's what it is. It's got to be. Curses. So Rob, computer stores were like Willy Wonka's factory in a kid back then. Great memories. Yeah, I think Rob did, going from the podcast, did your parents open a store? Was that right? Yeah, I think you're right there, Amiga 1200 gamer. Yeah, 5 AM starts don't really do your gameplay much good, do they? Mind you, pre-COVID, that was me. That was normally what I did. That was my normal routine. Up at 5 o'clock in the morning and out to the gym for 6:30, and then in work by 8. So shows how much life has changed recently. If I'm complaining when I get up at 5, that's what I used to get up every day. Sucker for punishment. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. Got the time. Let's go. Ah. Is it the beer? Let's find all the excuses. It's the beer, it's the lag, it's the time. Or maybe I'm just bad at games. Yeah, oh, I was robbed there. I got that. I know I got that. Yeah. I'm not going to say I took any games at all. I missed the time again. I'm too busy concentrating on the chat. I'm not going to say at all that I took any games home. Never did that. Never took any games home from the shop. Right, one last go, and then I think I'm going to have to call this. But I do enjoy a bit of Buggy Boy. If anyone wants to see another game quickly, do let me know. We can have another game on something quickly if you want. Or we can end it here and put everyone out of their pain with me on this stream. Can I remember where the time is? Come on, come on. Didn't hit the rocks that time. That was better, that was better. There's the time. We can do this, we got this. Come on. Yes! 2 wheels. Overconfident. Keep it on the road, keep it on the black stuff. Oh, I can't get that one. It didn't ding when I went through it. Come on. Did you see the timer go up or not? I don't think it went up, did it? No, missed that one as well. I don't think we're going to get this. No, we're out of time again. Okay. I think it's telling me something there. Don't play Buggy Boy when you're drinking beer. It's been up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you're on a stream. Okay. All right, come on. Let's have a quick go on Zeta Wing. I love this game. Oh, just loaded Buggy Boy again. Let's try that again. Quick go on Zeta Wing. There we are. So has anyone got any high scores that you know of on this one? Have you played it? Is it new to you? This was a good selling game. Yes, Amiga 1200 gamer, I have picked up Soul Force. I have also ordered the physical copy. I was literally straight on that one as soon as it was announced by Sarah Jane Avory. Again, I'll reference Sprite Castle because it's one of my favourite podcasts. I know exactly what Rob said. He said it was quite expensive, especially when you take into consideration you've got to get it shipped over to the USA. And yeah, I completely take on board that, but it's just one of those games that I just had to get. So I think Cody's ordered it as well. So I think he's ordered the physical, and then you've got some feelies in the box, and you've also got I think they've got some 3D printed models or some models of the actual the ship. I don't know what it's called in Soul Force, I can't remember, but anyway, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one, and I know Eric bought the digital copy. So he's been playing that, I've been playing it as well. And yes, Rob, absolutely. The Briley Witch Chronicles, I'm really looking forward to that. I've been following the development of that. It's got to be, what, 2 years, 3 years now that's been in development. Sarah Jane just sort of like keeps popping out other games like Soul Force and Zeta Wing and Neutron in between. I know she's sort of like talking about getting another game out, but I know she's making some good progress on Briley Witch Chronicles, and I'm hoping that that's going to come through soon. I think it was about a year and a half ago she shifted development over. It was originally going to be disc, and then I think she probably got involved with Protovision, who published Neutron, and they've obviously sort of like said to her, well, look, run it through to the Gmod format, get it on cartridge, because I think she was nearing 4 or 5 discs, I think it was, on the development on that. So I think she's now got, obviously it's all going on cartridge, so I think it'll be a similar size cartridge to Soul Force, maybe bigger, who knows, but I think Soul Force was a 512k cartridge, so quite big for a C64 game. So it's I'm pretty sure Briley Witch will be much the same, if not maybe even bigger, who knows, but yeah, it's looking really good. Just some of the work she does, the coding on it is just impeccable, like Zeta Wing, it's just such a polished game, and you can tell that she playtests the game, getting the waves of the ships coming in just right, the balance on the difficulty, and it makes the game as fair as possible. Still rock hard though. I still can't get past it. I think it's the 3rd level on this, and I've got to have auto fire on. I'm going to stick with normal difficulty for now. We're just going to have a quick couple of goes on this. Where's the first wave? It's been a little while since I played this. I don't think I've played it for a good month or so, but we'll see. Let's grab some power-ups. So how's the sound balance? I hope everything's holding up okay. I hope you can hear me okay. It's only my 2nd time streaming, so hope it's not too bad, not too cringe-worthy for everyone. Here we go, let's grab some of these power-ups, get some of these aliens zapped. So what was the extra life on this? Was it 50,000 or was it 100,000? I can't remember now. Hi Mr. Cola, how you doing? Good afternoon and good evening from the UK. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you in the chat. We are playing Zeta Wing from Sarah Jane Avory on the Commodore 64, and we have loaded this through the Kung Fu Flash from The Future Was 8-Bit. Oh, you just finished your work day? Excellent, that's good news. Kick back, I would say enjoy the stream, but I'm probably only going to be here for about another 20 minutes or so. But enjoy while we're here anyway, and it's good to have you in. Thanks for joining us. I'm missing a few patterns here. I'm not getting the power-ups that I need, but we'll get there anyway. Whoa, that was close. The idea is you don't really want to lose a life on this first level if you can help it. I mean, obviously you don't want to lose a life at all in the game. You want to beat the game, but you don't want to lose a life on the first level. That being said, I will probably lose a life on the first level any moment. Oh, it's boss time. Now, what was that? Oh yeah, just kind of keep to the left-hand side, I think it was. Getting the shots. Not doing too bad on the power-ups. This one takes a few hits. There we go. Yeah, unfortunately, Mr. Cola, the Kung Fu Flash won't run Soul Force, I'm afraid. Sarah Jane did do a what's it called, the Ocean Loader cartridge, but unless she's updated it, please feel to correct me. I don't believe that one works. I tried it originally and it wouldn't load. The Ocean Loader one wouldn't load. I think the cartridge is just too big. But again, feel free to correct me if you know that it works or if you've tried it. I may have a look, see if there's any... Oh, I'm dying now. There's me extra life. Thank you very much. I think I'm going to need that. Oh, it's those ones, isn't it? They keep getting me. Oh, power-ups are going now. Come on, Tim. You can do this. Get in the game. Yeah, so like I was saying, if it does work, then that's fantastic. Then I can use it with the Kung Fu Flash. But the way I've been playing Soul Force is through my Ultimate 64. And it's a fantastic piece of kit. And that works with the Ocean one. It still won't work with the Gmod, which is the original cartridge image. So again, unless there's been some updates for the Ultimate 64 that I'm not aware of that gets it working with Gmod, then I don't think it's out there at the moment. But I've always got an open mind and always willing to be proved wrong. Here we go. Ah, right, okay. All right, Miss Amiga 1200. I will have a look. I must admit, I haven't had a look on the page, so I will have a look. It'll be good if we can get that going. If I can get that going, I will stream that for sure, definitely. Okay, one more game, and then I'm going to call it a night. It's the famous last words, isn't it? Just one more game. Just one more game. Okay, I will take a look. Thank you, Amiga 1200 Gamer. So, has anyone beaten this yet? I think Cody has. But is anyone else out there who's played it, beaten it all the way through? I normally get to about level 3, where it starts getting the sort of like the parallax scrolling perspective, and that's where my game normally ends there, in a big shiny mess. I do love the way that the alien formations come in. It's just so smooth. I mean, it's just mind-blowing, really. Commodore 64 game looking like this. You just wouldn't have thought it, would you? Great work. Very talented coder. Especially when you consider all the graphics, and I think apart from some of the title screens, but all the in-game graphics, the sound, everything's done by Sarah Jane, all done by herself. It's just amazing, really. I don't know if you know, she was quite a prolific person back in the day. I know she did some work for Core Designs. I think she did some work on Chuck Rock, Jaguar XJ220 on the Amiga. I think it's a Mega. I think I've got the Mega CD version as well. And also, was it Thunderhawk? I think it was on the Amiga and on the Mega CD. So she's no stranger to coding. She's obviously been doing it all her life, and I think she wrote the books, the Briley Witch Chronicles, and then started doing a game all about it. Come on. Getting a bit close on that. Let's hang back a bit. There we go. The books are on Amazon, are they? Okay, yep, cool. Oh, right. Oh, I didn't realise that, Mitsuyama. Elite Dangerous. Oh, nice. Excellent. That's one I've never really got into, I must admit, Elite Dangerous. I will have to get into that. Played a fair bit of Elite back in the day. But I've only really ever got into that on the Amiga. I didn't really like it on the 64 because obviously it was just horrendously slow. It wasn't really a game I played much on the Spectrum, and I couldn't afford a BBC Micro back in the day. A few people had it. I'm just wiping out on level 2 here. Okay, I think that's telling me that is enough. Okay, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me on my second ever Pixel Gaiden stream. Hope you all had fun. Hope everyone stays safe. I am going to end it there for this evening. Thank you very much to everyone for joining me in the chat. My pleasure, Ricky, and thank you very much for the brilliant game showdown that we showed earlier. Thank you, Rob. Thank you for joining me. It's really nice to have you in the chat. And hope you're going to join us again soon. I will raid at some stage. I have not the first clue how to do it at the moment, so I will do it once I've done it another time. But are you saying that there's a raid coming in? Okay, it's a bit late. I'm just about to end the stream. Okay, well, thanks everyone, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm hoping, if it won't be the weekend, it'll probably be sort of like early next week. Oh, okay, right, yeah, sorry. I will get onto that, I promise. I don't know how to do that just yet. I'm just starting out on this, but yeah, I will get on there soon. Okay, so thank you everyone. Have a great rest of your evening, your afternoon, or whatever it is your time zone is, and I'll see you again. Thanks a lot, everyone. Bye.